CDC in 2021, one person died by suicide every 11 minutes in the United States. And there are so many more statistics. It is a national health crisis, one that affects people of all ages and races. Today, we're talking about it and giving you resources to prevent it. Joining us now is Luma Bonilla-Webster, Programs Manager at the Illinois chapter of American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, first let's talk about the warning signs of suicide. I know it's not cut and dry, but give us a few.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for things that are typically new in friends or family members, signs of mood swings, aggression, outbursts, especially loss of interest in activities that they really liked. Again, things that are different, that stand out. Those are the signs that we're usually looking for.
How can we help someone showing signs of suicidal ideation, thoughts or behaviors, someone showing warning signs? How do you approach someone to help them?
We want to ask specifically and directly, particularly somewhere, private, and take them to the side, take them out to eat in a, again, private location, whatever way is comfortable, and make sure that we're asking them directly. Research shows that it's okay to ask someone if they're having thoughts of suicide. We also want to make sure that we're listening to them, making space for them. We don't particularly want to give advice at that time, but we want to reassure them that we care and that you want to get them assistance.
That's interesting. So ask directly and specifically, yes, but thoughtfully. Yeah, I've never heard of that one, so that's a good takeaway there. Is there anyone, and there are, so who is at higher risk?
Well, from the CDC report that came out earlier this year, our white people are still in the highest range for suicide. However, we have seen increases in other ethnicities, unfortunately. For example, we've seen increases in our Native American population, in our Hispanic population, and in our Black population. So we want to continue to prioritize assisting them as well.
Wow. So, I mean, kind of up almost across the board, and really it shows you this doesn't affect a specific race, a specific sex, a specific age group. If someone is struggling with their own thoughts of suicide, how can they protect their own mental health, and sometimes while supporting someone else who's struggling as well?
Yeah, we're living in very difficult times. Mm-hmm. There are a couple of ways. Right now, we're trying to push for using 988. It's a fantastic resource, and they have access to other resources as well to help direct people in need. And 988, you can either call them, you can text them. If you are someone who is assisting someone who's having a mental health crisis, you can call for them and stay on the line with them. 988 has been, instrumental in helping, especially in Illinois. We've seen, increase in its use. So that would be one of the biggest recommendations, especially since not everyone knows what resources are available to them where they live.
So what are some of the treatment options? We know, I mean, people with suicidal ideation, so on and so forth, I mean, they often just don't see the future. Just everything turns dark, if you will, and they don't see a light coming back on, really, to use kind of some poor cliches, but that's what it is. So what are some treatment options, for people with suicidal thoughts, because they need to know there's hope, demonstrable hope. Well, what is there?
Yeah. I mean, if you're someone who's assisting a friend or family member who's experiencing suicidal ideation, again, making sure that that you reach out to them, that you speak to them, that they know that there's someone there who cares, which is why we say it's okay to ask directly, because usually if you do so, the person who's experiencing this suicidal ideation, they know that, hey, there's someone out there that cares for me. And then you can go and seek treatment for them. And that might be to start taking care of their mental health practices. Some of those recommendations that we have would be, pinpointing activities that they used to love and perhaps coming back to those, getting assistance through therapies. There's many, many different ways. But most of all, we want to make sure that we stay on top of our own mental health and, again, find those activities that we used to love and connect with family members that can support us in that process.
It's so important. Thank you for that lesson today. Never thought about it. Ask directly. That it tells the person, you're a safe space to confide in. I never, we've so much in the past it's been tiptoeing around it. Now that's a great tip. So Luma Bonilla-Webster, Programs Manager at the Illinois chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We so thank you for your insights. Again, there is help available. You or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, you can always call or text 988 to reach the nationwide suicide prevention